This is the Law School Show.
Reese, you know the feeling when somebody asks you a question and you just go completely blank?
No. What?
Yeah. So obviously you do have a sense of what that's like.
Whether before or now, but for all of you, to prevent that from happening, what just happened to me, we went around asking students for the most obscure or interesting questions that they received during the OCIs or in firms. So here it is, guys. Check it out.
If you could be any dessert, what dessert would you be and why?
What is something that no one has asked you yet?
I was going to order a beer right now. Would you want one?
How many windows are there in New York City?
How do we know you're not going to leave to go to a bigger market in 2 years?
What's not in your resume that you want to tell us about you?
On my resume with my interests, I had some qualifiers, and the woman asked if I was actually good at anything.
Can you give me one example when you had to sell something?
My first question of the interview was, tell me a joke.
Who is your role model and why?
What would I change if I could about first year?
Okay, we are super hungover right now, and we're in a coffee shop, and it says in your resume you worked at Starbucks, so if I was to order one drink that would be the most efficient for, let's say, caffeine delivery, what would I order? And we'll take 3 of those.
Name something crazy that you've done that's not listed on your resume.
So, living or dead, name the person you admire most and tell me why.
What was your favorite Bruce Springsteen album and why?
I was in a private law interview with a big firm, and they asked me, what is your favorite or most interesting recent case that you could talk about? And could you just go through and say why it's your favorite, say what it means, say how it applies? And all I could think about was Prometheus, which is a U.S. Supreme Court decision case that related to a mood I was working on, so I just talked about that. Long story short, I didn't get the job.
Name a job that is not on your resume and explain what it was about.
Why I took a certain undergrad course named Philosophy of Love and Sex.
Name a time in your life when you failed.
We hope you enjoyed that, guys. See you next time.
This is the Law School Show.